ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। तो actually I'm really not very qualified to speak on this topic japa, uh, on the topic of japa, harinam. तो बट आई विल still try to purify myself, है ना, और ताकि ये सारे टीचिंग्स मैं भी अपने जपा में अप्लाई कर सकूं। तो इसलिए मैं कुछ पॉइंट शेयर करना चाहूँगा जो कि मैंने एक्चुअली मैंने राधे श्याम प्रभु जी और रुक्मिणी कृष्ण प्रभु जी के कुछ वीडियोस देख के मैंने जो पॉइंट्स नोटिस किए और मैं ट्राई करता हूँ अपने जपा में अप्लाई करने का। तो वही मैं शेयर करने का प्रयास करूँगा। तो अ, एक चीज़ जो मैं प्रभु जी बता रहे थे अपने लेक्चर्स में कि हमें ध्यान पूर्वक जप करने के लिए हमारा जो मन है वो शुद्ध होना चाहिए, है ना। तो मन शुद्ध होने के लिए सिर्फ यही नहीं है कि हमें जो 2 घंटे हैं जिसमें हम जप कर रहे हैं बस उसी टाइम ही हमें अपना मन को शुद्ध रखना है। तो बेसिकली मन शुद्ध होने का अर्थ है कि हमारे बाकी के जो 22 घंटे हैं ना उसमें हम लोग अ, हमारा क्या चेतना रहता है, क्या कॉन्शियसनेस रहता है, वो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है ना। और बाकी 22 घंटे में हमारी क्या जीवन शैली रहती है वो बहुत आवश्यक है। तो वो अगर जीवन शैली जो हमारी है बाकी 22 घंटे में अगर वो अच्छी रहेगी तो क्या है, तो जो हमारे 2 घंटे जो जप के है ना वो भी हमारे उसी हिसाब से वो 22 घंटे में जैसी हमारी चेतना थी वो 2 घंटों में रिफ्लेक्ट होगी वही चीज। ठीक है। तो
Hare
इसलिए
Krishna,
बहुत।
Prabhuji.
यस
So
बोलिए।
there is a request from one of the devotees, if he can possibly speak in English.
ओ ओके ओके।
Yeah.
ओके आई कैन ट्राई मुझे, आई एम नॉट वेरी गुड एट इंग्लिश बट आई कैन ट्राई। सो if you guys can understand, I will try my best. So so it is very important that we mm, take care of our consciousness in the 22 hours, that we are uh, that we are living, the rest of the 22 hours, the 2 hours we are chanting, and the rest of the 22 hours it is very important that we take care of our consciousness, of our mind, and of our daily routine. Whatever we do in those 22 hours is very important. So basically how can we uh, take care of the things in those 22 hours, how can we keep our mind pure in those 22 hours, is basically we have to focus on our routine activities. For example, our eating habits, our sleeping habits, our dealing with the people, है ना? So these things matter a lot for our nice japa the next day, you know. So if we take care of these things in the 22 hours that we are living our life, then the next day, the chanting of the next day will be very nice. So basically, uh, when we are living those 22 hours, we need to keep in mind that we should take very what we say, very sattvic bhojan, you know. The ahar we are taking should be very nice and in the mood of goodness, so that it won't affect our consciousness badly, and we don't get in the mood of what we call passion and ignorance. So we should avoid those kind of food stuff. And also we should Mm, when we are doing other activities, you know, when we are doing other activities in in those 22 hours, it is very important that we in those 22 hours also we keep harinam in our mind, you know. It's not that the harinam is only for the 2 hours that we are chanting. It is very important that for the rest of the 22 hours we should keep harinam in mind, and we should always be chanting whenever we get the time, when we are whenever we don't usually speak all the time. So it is when we are not speaking, so we can chant at that time, you know, or orally, or we can chant in our mind, you know. So these things can be done while we are in our rest of the, you know, 22 hours that we are living, you know. So so we can do harinam at that point also. And also our sleeping should be very regulated, you know. We if we sleep too much, that is also very uh, it is also not good. And if we sleep very less, that is also very not good. So it is very important that we sleep on time, you know. We usually recommend that we sleep before 9 or at 9 p.m., and we can easily wake up at 3 p.m. or so, you know. And it is very important that we complete our 6 hours of sleep daily, you know. So if we so these night hours of sleep is very important. So I have heard prabhuji said that many devotees, many senior devotees have said that the time from 9 to 12 p.m. is very important. If we sleep on those hours, they are actually counted as double, you know. If we sleep 9 to 12 hours, these 3 hours actually counted as 6 hours of sleep. So we get the 6 hours of sleep in these 3 hours. So it is very important that we sleep early at 9 p.m., and then we can easily wake up at 3 p.m., and then we can have complete sleep and we won't feel dizzy during the chanting hours. So it is very important that we take adequate amount of sleep at night. So this will help in our japa the next day. Also we should I personally, what I feel that it is very important that we don't take any mm, heavy stuff at night for the meal, you know. We should not take any heavy stuff at night for the meal. And if possible, we can also avoid eating, you know, at night, because that will as it is said in Ayurveda, that after sunset it is very difficult for the food stuff to get digested. So it is very important that we keep our stomach, empty at that time. If we eat a lot of things at night, then probably it won't get digested till morning, and then we will feel, because of that, we will feel very dizzy and sleepy in the chanting. So if possible, one can avoid having a dinner, after, or prasad after 6 p.m. Or if even if one wants to take, he or she can take very light food stuff, that can be easily digested. So that can be done. So in this way, we can regulate our 22 hours. Also, it is very important that our dealings with the other people during these hours is very important. So this is the, I think this is the very this is the point which is talked very less about, so but it is very important point that we take care of our dealings, of our behavior with other people and devotees during these 22 hours. So if our dealings and if our behavior with the people in our normal life, our relationship with the people in our normal lives is not very good, then we actually, it is very that it will directly affect our consciousness. It will directly affect our consciousness, because if we are not having good relationships with people, then it directly affects our consciousness, and then it will directly affect our mind also, and this is the reason why our mind usually get very disturbed or distracted during the chanting, because we are always thinking about the things, we are always thinking about the dealings we have with the people in past, or we are always thinking about the dealings with people in future, you know so we are not able to be in at present moment because of this, you know so if we want to be at the present moment, then it is very important that we keep our dealings and behavior with people very nice. The behavior should be very cordial and very nice with the devotees as well as the ordinary people, even if even the normal people, we non devotees, you can say, if we meet on daily basis in our job or wherever we go, so there also we should keep our relationship with them very nice, so that, because that affects our consciousness. If we keep our relationships very nice, then our consciousness will be directly affected, and our consciousness will be directly affected, and our consciousness will be very nice also. So the this is one of the points that I heard from the videos that I saw. And also Prabhuji was saying that it is very important that we don't do any offense during the japa, you know. So how can we be offenseless during the japa is that we should uh, we should chant Harinam very carefully, you know. When we get casual or inattentive na, then it is very easy to become offensive, you know, towards chanting. So it is very important that we chant our rounds very carefully, you know. We should be very conscious at that time while chanting the rounds. And also, to increase that carefulness, it is very important that we uh, hear or read the glories of Harinam on daily basis, or at least before chanting we should hear, or we should remember the glories of Harinam before starting to chant. It is very important to hear the glories of Harinam, so that we can stay offenseless during the chanting. Otherwise it is very easy to become inattentive and careless during the chanting, and then we become offensive towards harinam. Also it is very important to know that, to realize that harinam is not just a mantra. It he harinam, we refer to him as harinam prabhu. you know so it is very important that we deal with harinam as a person. you know so during chanting, a lot of thoughts come to our mind. Even bhakti related or seva related thoughts also come in our mind, and we usually get distracted due to these thoughts also. Although these thoughts looks very nice, all those plans, all those ideas that come to our mind during chanting, they all look very nice and positive. And sometimes people think that it is okay to think about seva, or devotion related things during chanting. But actually we should completely focus on harinam at that time. We should not indulge in any kind of thoughts, even if it is of devotional service of or of anything that we do in the rest of 22 hours. We should not think about anything during those chanting hours. So because at that point when we are chanting those rounds, we are directly in contact with harinam prabhu. So don't if we indulge in those thoughts which are distracting, then we are directly committing offense towards harinam prabhu. It is like sitting in front of a person and not talking to him. you know it is like that. So it is a direct offense to harinam prabhu. So he just want to see that how much this person wants me. Harinam prabhu wants to see that how much this person wants me. And the person who actually wants to get harinam prabhu, to dance on his jiva, that person would neglect and reject all the thoughts that are coming to his mind. He won't entertain any thought at that time during chanting, because he just want to reciprocate with harinam prabhu. So this is what Harina Prabhu want to see, that how much this person wants to uh, reciprocate with me, and he can reject and neglect all other thoughts while chanting those while the hours of chanting. So so this is what Harina Prabhu want to see, and this is what we should do. We should completely neglect and reject all the other thoughts that are coming to our mind in those 2 hours. We just thoughts will keep on coming. The mind is like that because mind's work is thinking, willing, and feeling. So these things will keep on happening: thinking, willing, and feeling. So all the thoughts that are related to these things: thinking, willing, feeling, we should avoid all these things, all these three things, all the things that come in these three categories. So we should completely avoid all those things and completely focus on hearing the harinam. Okay. So like you might have heard that once Prabhupada's disciple asked him, Prabhupada, how can we engage our mind during chanting? So Prabhupada said that there is no question of mind during chanting. There is no question of mind during chanting. Actually, there is no work for mind during chanting. We just have to speak and hear. We just have to speak and hear. This is the only activity we have to do, and this is the activity we should focus on, rather than focusing on other thoughts or anything. We just have to speak and hear, just like we do in yajna. We take the ahuti and we put it in the havan kund. So similarly, this is from where we take the ahuti and we put it in our ears, which is like the havan kund. you know So this is the only activity we have to do, and we should not focus on any other thought, and no matter how pleasing or how interesting or how intelligent or how devotional it might seem, but we should not indulge in those activities, in those thoughts. We should completely focus on chanting the Harinam carefully, speaking and hearing that Harinam very carefully. So also the things, the practical things we can take care of during chanting is that we should keep our posture very straight. You know, if we keep our posture straight, then our body language is like that we want to do nice japa, you know. If our body language is down, then automatically it will affect our consciousness and our japa will go down. But if we keep our body straight, then we will show through our body that we are enthusiastic, and you know, we are very enthusiastic to chant. So it is very important that we stay enthusiastic and excited, you know, during chanting, that I have to chant nicely, I have to chant very carefully, you know. So this enthusiasm should be there. It should not be, we should not be very lethargic. Our body language should not be like that we are very lazy or lethargic. Then it will directly affect our consciousness, and we will, then automatically our japa will go down, no matter how nicely we try to chant. But if our body language is not good, then it will directly affect our internals also, because externals also matters, you know. Externals directly affects our internal. So if externally we keep ourselves fit and fine and in the right posture, then it will uh, direct directly affect our internal consciousness. So it is very important that we keep our body in right posture. We should have a fixed spot where we should chant our rounds in front of Tulsi Maharani. Usually devotees do, and in the association of devotees, that will be very nice, so that keep on getting inspired from other devotees, that all other devotees are chanting very nicely, so I should also chant very nicely. So that's why we should always be in association of the devotees uh, during chanting especially. uh, um, also it is very important that I have heard from one of our senior devotees that we should also breathe during the chanting. We should also take deep breaths during the chanting, because that will help oxygen get to our body. When oxygen get into our body, then we don't feel very dizzy or sleepy during chanting. So we should take proper amount of oxygen during chanting. But when we not breathe properly, na, then we suffocate ourselves, and then we usually feel dizzy or sleepy during chanting. So it is very important to keep our posture very nice, and at the same time we should breathe like pranayam, you know, usually people do. But at the time of chanting, we can at least breathe deeply in between, so that our oxygen level stay, you know, adequate, and we don't feel dizzy or lethargic during chanting. So these are some of the points that I heard from the video that I watched. Uh, also, mm, so like that. So basically, chanting is like a thermometer. It is said that chanting japa is like a thermometer, or you can say nanometer, or a device to measure how good your consciousness is right now, you know. So if your japa is you are chanting nicely, if your japa is going nicely, then you can say that your consciousness is you know, is good. uh, and if your japa and chanting is not nice, then we can easily say that our consciousness is not at the right uh, position, you know. So So this is the direct, we can directly measure our consciousness through chanting. So that's why it is very important that we keep ourselves the whole day. We keep our consciousness clean, and we keep our consciousness pure, and we keep chanting our rounds in the rest of the 22 hours also, because then we can keep our then we can stay conscious, and we can improve our relationships with others. This is a actually very important point, that we keep our behavior, our dealings, because it is said that bhakti is a plane with like a bird with two wings, where two things matter the most. What are those two things? What are those two wings of the bird? One of the wing is attentive chanting, and the second wing is attentive dealings. So these two things are interrelated. If we chant attentively, we will automatically have attentive dealings with the people or devotees, whether devotees or non-devotees, both. And if we have attentive dealings, then automatically we will have attentive chanting. So these are the two wings on which the our bhakti plane can fly, or our bhakti bird can fly. And if one of these wings not working properly, then we will crash. Definitely we will crash, because these two, both the wings are necessary to fly. So it is very important that we keep these two things in mind, that we should chant attentively, very nicely, keeping all the points that we shared or mentioned in this talk. So for attentive chanting, we should keep those points in the mind, and also attentive dealing is very important. So these two things are very directly interrelated. So if we keep our relationship, our behavior, our dealings with devotees as well as non-devotees very nice, then automatically our consciousness will be positive, good, and and we won't have any negative thoughts or distractions during chanting. If we keep our consciousness very clean and pure in the 22 hours, then automatically the 2 hours of chanting, that will get reflected on that. you know so that's why it is said that in attentive dealing and attentive chanting both are interlinked, and these two are the two wings of bhakti, of the bhakti plane or bird, that we can fly on. So so I think, Prabhuji, uh, time is over, I think.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such a wonderful talk, actually. So, very, very nectarian, I would say. And you have given a lot of practical tips, right? How we can improve japa, like we can correct our posture if you are not sitting properly, right? That gives us a lot of, that shows the enthusiasm and mood and everything.
Yes, sir.
And one new point I learned is, Prabhuji, like, even during japa also, we can consciously take deep breaths so that
Yes,
more oxygen, enters into the brain and we will not get any dizziness. This is a wonderful point,
yes,
Prabhuji. I like that point. And you also mentioned that chanting is like, measuring equipment, like, thermometer, right? So that measures our consciousness. If your chanting is not good, it means that, okay, our consciousness is not good, so that we can go back and check, where we are making mistake
yes,
and we can
yes,
correct
yes,
ourselves. And
yes,
also,
Prabhuji.
it is not just a 2 hours practice. Entire
Yeah.
22 hours, we have to prepare our consciousness to do the correct japa.
Yes, 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 yes,
And we always have to remember the holy names of the Lord, 24
yes,
Satatam Kirtayantam.
yes,
Wonderful
yes,
point,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Wonderful. Too nectarian.
I,
This
I just
bird one
shared
is
with you what I
also
heard.
so nice, Prabhuji. Two wings, bird having two wings. One is
Yeah.
attentive chanting, other is attentive dealing with the people. That is important.
Yes,
Just sitting
yes,
alone, isolated, not dealing with others in a proper way, doing chanting, that won't help actually,
yes,
right?
yeah.
So we have to be very careful when we are dealing with others. Right. So then naturally our consciousness will improve, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Very wonderful points you shared, Prabhuji. Yeah. Wonderful. You want
I
to?
just shared probably what I heard. So please pray that I can also apply these points in my life, and I can also improve myself. So that's why I just shared, so that I can apply it to myself also. So kindly pray for me. Thank you so much.
Prabhuji,
Thank you,
now
Prabhuji.
floor is open for questions, Prabhuji. If any devotees have any questions, they
Yeah,
can
yeah.
unmute themselves and ask. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Raju, Prabhuji, you're unmuted. You want to ask something?
Yeah, so it
Yes,
is
Prabhuji, please go ahead.
good session, Prabhuji. It is wonderful session. So many times, I mean, when I'm chanting, generally, yesterday when I was in hospital for my relative, where I'm chanting, but the mind is, jiggling here and there because yeah. So yeah, it is important to attentive chanting is important over there. Yeah.
Sorry, I could not understand your question. Can you kindly repeat?
No, in sometimes if we are not at a peaceful place, when
Oh
we try
yeah,
to
okay,
do the
okay.
chanting, how to be more attentive over there?
Uh, yes, probably I think uh, uh, in those situations when the externals are not very peaceful, then I think we can try to be at peace at ourselves. When externals are not very uh, favorable, then it is very important that at least we stay uh, mm, uh, at least we say peaceful from the inside, like it is said, our consciousness can go antarmukhi, or it can go bahirmukhi. It can be bahirmukh or it can be antarmukh. So if we stay bahirmukh, then the externals will affect us. If we'll stay bahirmukh, then our externals will affect us. The situation outside will affect us. But if we stay antarmukhina, then we can stay at peace even during those disturbing or uncomfortable hours. So it is very important that when the situation around us is not very pleasant or peaceful, then we should go, we should we can say, we should go inside, our consciousness, and we should try to be at peace at ourselves, and then we should try to chant. you know this is one of the things that we can do, and this is one of the things that make us more conscious about ourselves, you know more conscious and introspective about ourselves, because we can know that how I am uh, uh, during these situations when the things are not very favorable, then how I am reacting, how I am dealing with these situations. So it is very important that we stay antarmukh during those time when things are not very favorable around us. So I personally practice this thing, when the things are not very favorable. So at least I try myself to be peaceful, or in a good state of mind, so that I can chant at that point, although the externals may be not very peaceful or maybe disturbing. But at least I can, the thing in my control at that time is to keep myself at peace. We can't control the external situation, all the time. The things may go up and down, that is the nature of this world. But at least what we can do is we can keep ourselves peaceful at that time, you know so we should practice of doing that. We should practice of going antarmukh all the time. So because senses always want to go outside, they want to hear good, good things of the world, or they want to engage outside in the world. The senses are always going outside. But it is very important that even at that time we should, like we give the example of a tortoise. Whenever there is a danger outside, it withdraw its senses. And so similarly we should also do that. Whenever the situation outside is not very pleasant, we should withdraw our senses from out, and we should bring it to our internal level, antarmukh. And we should focus on ourselves, and then we can try to chant, and then it will actually help us a lot, and we can chant nicely at that time.
Isn't it not, if we close ourselves, our senses, isn't it not, we are running away from the problem? Suppose if I have a problem where external non-devotees are involved over there, so they don't know all of them, so we cannot control that. I know that I cannot control that. When I'm not controlling that, I don't have any influence on controlling part. I need to be antarmukh. When I do the antarmukh part, there are two perspectives. One is keeping away from the problem, another is keeping myself in peace. So
Yeah.
keeping away from the problem is it not offense, Prabhuji?
No, no, we should not run away, or we should not avoid or ignore people at that time. Antarmukh means that our consciousness should be, we should be engaged inside with our consciousness. Not, we should not be, we should not be, uh, what we say. We should not be affected by the situation, although we are in situation, but we should not be affected by what's happening outside. We will stay in that situation, we will deal with people, we will talk, but we should be very intelligent at that point of time. We should not, what we say, uh, I'm not finding the right word, wash away, get washed away with the feelings or the situation outside. We should be at our individual consciousness. We should be very intelligent at that point of time, that we keep ourselves sane and in our consciousness, and we should, then we can actually deal properly in those situations. But if we get affected by the external situation, then we will not be able to, deal with those situations properly. Then we will be easily get affected by the situation. Then our reaction will be the same like those of the non-devotees.
Hmm.
Yeah. So if we keep ourselves antarmukhna, then we will make use of our intelligence. That's why bhakti yoga is also known as buddhi yoga, because we have to be intelligent at those moments. We should not get blown away with the situation, that's going outside. If the things are not favorable, then we also get washed away with those feelings. And we should be at peace at ourselves, and we should be very intelligent at that point, how to deal, what to answer, what to say, so that I keep myself safe. If the house is on fire, our duty is to first get ourselves out, then we can save others by, putting the water and putting the fire down. But if we can't keep ourselves safe, then how can we can save other people? you know So in these difficult situation or unfavorable situation, it is very important that we keep ourselves safe. We keep ourselves at peace at that moment. And for that, we have to use intelligence. We should not just run by emotions. We should be run by our intelligence at that moment, and we should know how to deal, what to answer, what to say, and how to keep myself at peace at the same time, how can I will be able to keep myself at peace by chanting the name of the Lord. It is not an independent effort that we can keep ourselves at peace at these unfavorable situations. We have to take help of the Lord, and that's why we have to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra at those situations.
Oh,
So, do you get my point, Prabhuji? Was
yeah,
it?
yeah. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Mm. Hare Krishna Prabhu. So, Rajesh Prabhu, we do have time. I have one question.
Yes, Prabhuji, we can take
Uh,
one last question.
Okay, okay. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, you told that there is a no question of mind, like speaking and
Yeah,
hearing, only one activity, right?
yes,
Prabhu, we are all, I mean, I am in the Gurhastha. I have the kids and family, and there are so many relatives and everything, right? And you told that Prabhu, like 22 hours, we should keep our regulatory. I mean, that affects our chanting, right? Like we are
yes,
working in the like a corporate field, and we are every day closing like 11 o'clock or something, and keeping this maintaining the sleeping regulatory. These are sometimes is affecting our chanting, Prabhu. Sometimes we do like 16 rounds, sometimes we'll do 8 rounds, something I'm maintaining not properly, Prabhu. So can you give me any suggestions to keep our chanting maintainable, sustainable? Likewise, Prabhu.
yes,
Due to these 22 hours regulatory, I'm not doing regulatory properly. It affecting
yeah,
definitely my chanting, Prabhu.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, Prabhuji. Actually, it is very important that we manage our time. We should plan our time. It is very important because if we don't plan or manage our time, na, time is abundant. 24 hours, 24 hours a day is more than enough. But if we haven't managed it, na, if we haven't make plan of the time, we haven't managed it properly. We don't have any schedule. We should have a schedule first of all, at what time what I have to do, at what time I have to wake up, at what time I have to sleep, at what time I have to take care of my family or go to job or any other activity, whatever we have, activities in household life. So we should always make a plan. We should always have a schedule. We can make schedule for the next day or the next week or so, like that. We should always make plans and schedules so that when the day come, we don't get withered away, in the situation. Or it is very important that we uh, manage our time. So if we manage our time, then it is very easy to do all the it is very easy to balance spiritual life as well as material life if we manage time management. Even these you will see that even the materially successful people also these focus on this thing, time management, and they have courses on time management and everything. So even for material success they need time management. So how can in spiritual life we can avoid that? In spiritual life also it is very important to manage time. So we should have a schedule. We should plan our days, in what days I have to do what, and how much hours should I give to a particular thing, and how much how much hours I should give to the another thing. So in this way we should keep our time managed, and we should a day before we should know that what my next day will look like. you know in the previous day you should have a image of the whole day of your next, you know and image of your next day. the how would your day will go by, the next day how will your day will look like. So you have that, you should have that image in your previous day. So it is very important that we schedule our time, we should manage our time, and in this way we can keep ourselves regulated, you know and we can easily do our spiritual activities while we are in household life, and also completing our material duties, and at the same time we also taking care of our spiritual duties. So time management is the very important. Even we brahmacharis also keep time management. If we don't do that, then we will be bewildered because of too much seva or too much. We will not be able to do our sadhana, or we will not be able to do our seva properly. So even we have to manage our time. So you guys in the household life, you have more things to do, you have more things to take care of, because you have a family, you have relatives. So it is very important thing that you manage your time, you have a schedule, you plan your days, and this way you can easily cope up with this thing of inconsistency in sadhana, or irregularity in sadhana. You can cope up with that. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. So definitely we'll follow that schedule manage, and I like that point, Prabhu. Image the next day activities, Prabhu. Yeah, definitely,
Yes,
Prabhu.
yes.
Thank you. Thank you for your time, Prabhu.
Thank you, Vivek. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thanks for your time. Yeah.
Thank you, Vijay. Thank you so much for inviting me, and thank you for such nice questions. Even I will try to implement those things that you guys have shared, and all the points that we have shared. I will kindly pray for me so that I can also implement these points in my life. Thank you so much, Vijay. Thank you. Hare
His
Krishna.
Grace Harinamanand Prabhuji ki
जय
jai.
Jai.
हरे कृष्णा
जय
दंडवत
कृष्ण
प्रणाम
प्रभु
प्रभु
जी
जी।
दंडोत प्रणाम।
Hare Krishna,
प्रणाम
Vijay.
स्वामी
Pranam,
जी।
दंडवत
pranam.
प्रणाम प्रभु।
Pranam to
हरे
everyone.
कृष्णा प्रभु दंडवत
प्रणाम
प्रणाम।
प्रभु जी, हरे
Thank
कृष्णा,
you.
थैंक यू।
Pranam, Mataji. Pranam. Hare Krishna. Hare